Jolan Chun, welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. And as I promised, we will talk about my other new ship again today. After we talked about a lot of 6-star ships, we will talk about a 5-star ship again, and an epic 5-star ship, the Rotarran. And this is the epic 5-star Klingon ship. It's an interceptor, and you will remember the battle triangle, which gets important at this point again, by the way. If you don't know what it is, in my help playlist there is a video about the battle triangle. And the Rotarran starts with 554 million power, which is definitely not enough yet when you get her. But we'll talk about the power thing in a moment. She needs 650 blueprints, as I said. She has 12 possible tiers, and she has one ship ability that's always on, and 3 abilities that can be unlocked. The normal one is Bird of Prey, which means as long as the opponent has a hull breach, every time the Rotarran deals a critical hit with a weapon attack, it increases the critical hit damage by 10%, and that's cumulative. So if you can keep up the hull breach, you get the critical hit damage stronger and stronger and stronger. I've seen that in battle protocols already, and that is really a nice thing. Already can tell that I don't use a hull breach officer on the bridge because, especially at the point where I'm now with Op 61, we will talk about next week and after all the new stuff from the new arc, you will need a lot of power. And that's why I have B'Elanna below deck, so that she can trigger the hull breaches for me. And as I said, there are 3 possible traits you can unlock. That's a ship cloaking, of course. It's a Klingon ship. It's Martok's flagship when he was fighting the Dominion. It also has the possibility of having lethal force, which is locked, of course. It increases critical damage against players by 125%, so that's quite a nice one. Unfortunately, that is one, from what I can see, you would have to buy if you ever see that, because I don't see it anywhere in-game. And the field repairs, they are there for many ships, and I haven't unlocked it for any yet because they are quite expensive in the faction store, where you can get all the field repairs. And so I don't have any of those, but I will have a look for the field repairs at some point, because I still have to make a video on how it's working in action. But let's have a look at my Rotarran. You see the starting power here for the Rotarran, and what is also very important at this point, it has a starting warp range at 648, which is also not enough for what you will need her for, because she is really what you need for going Ops 61, which I recently did. And as I said, we will talk about this next week and after the new arc, or the videos on the new arc. But I already can tell you that my ship is not strong enough. I went there now to be able to make a lot of videos soon, but I recommend to be 1 tier higher than my ship is now before you go to Op 61. Mine is tier 6 now. You see, even on tier 6 I have a lot to upgrade, and that's the reason why I say I recommend you to bring your ship, either it's the Rotarran, the Enterprise D, or the Derridex, to tier 7 before you go to Op 61, because it's still quite hard for me to do what I need to do with this ship. And it already has on tier 6 940 million power, tier 6 plus my research, etc. It's 940 million power inside the station. You know, when you leave dock, it's not as powerful anymore, because there are some power bonuses for defending the station as well. And I really want to get that beyond 1 billion power to be able to do a little bit more in 6-star space. And the other thing which is important now, I'm at warp 982. That's also not enough. If we have a look, if I can enter the next warp drive, but I'm still missing some rare crystal, That would be warp range 1035. That would be a little better, but not perfect yet, but a little better for what I have to do. So that's my goal for the next time. I should be able to open the next treasury, and then I hope that I can go a bit further with the Rotarran towards tier 7, where I need it to be, with warp range, with power, etc. And of course with the shields, you can see, that's the impulse engine. But you see how much the black armor already does, but you also see here that I'm out of rare explorer parts. That's another thing where you really have to work on your explorer parts. And from tier 6 already you will need the rare ones. And I guess for the warp drive I needed some epic ones somewhere. I need some epic crystal here already. So you really have to get your resource together. Compared to other ships, and thinking about where I am right now, it's not that expensive to upgrade, but it's still a lot to get together with everything you have to do. The good thing is that for the most things at the moment, I do not need the 5-star material anymore on my buildings. I still need a lot for my research, but I concentrate on the Rotarran for the moment. And you see already it has a damage of 149 million per round. If you've seen the video on the Enterprise D, which is still tier 2 now, it has 100 million damage per round. So you know why I use the Rotarran, of course, at the moment, because it's 4 tier higher than my Enterprise D, and the Rotarran is my main ship here. But it's a nice one, and I'm quite satisfied with it. You see, I have the mission boss crew there already, but there you see I have B'Elanna below deck to get the hull breach I need to trigger the Rotarran ability. And I've got Toli below deck because 61 space, 6-star space, and we will talk about this soon, as I promised. The flight times are quite long again. So you will want an officer that speeds up your flight times a little bit as well. And don't know why I have Neelix there. That's still a crew from something else I did with a different ship. I am looking for something else, to be honest, because if you look here, that's the other warp speed guy, and that's why I should use miles as well, because that's something else you'll be worried about in the future. Again, that's warp speed because of the long distances you have to travel, so you will see very soon what I mean. Nevertheless, I really like the Rotarran. We talked about the Enterprise, now it's the Rotarran, and I will talk about the Dederidex once I get her. I'm still missing a few blueprints there. I told you I'm a collector, but I only picked one to upgrade, and that's the Rotarran. But of course, that's has to do with the materials it uses, with my personal preferences, with the best faction I have, and so everybody might decide differently. So let me know at this point, did you pick the Rotarran, the Enterprise, or the Dederidex? Quite curious to hear that. And also, if you're using the Rotarran, how satisfied you are with it. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.